from Indonesia, from Binus University, Dr. Respati Wulandarinin. She's going to give us a lecture on multiculturalism and particularly multiculturalism and Indonesia, cross-communication, and so on. Dr. Respati Wulandarinin has an extensive experience in conducting research in this field, and I am sure that her research outputs and her research outcomes will be beneficial for all our guests and for all of our students. Moreover, I would like to take this opportunity and thank our partner universities which joined in today's event. Welcome again. And moreover, I would like to ask you, please send me an email with your name and surname, so we will give you a certificate of attendance. Indicates that you attended the webinar. I will put my email address on the chat box, so you can find it on chat box. And Mrs. Respati Wulandarinin, or Dr. Respati Wulandarinin, the floor is yours, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Elmir. Hello, good afternoon there, and good evening to my colleague here in Indonesia. Greetings from Binus University, Indonesia. So thank you very much for Western Caspian University for having me here as a partner and guest lecturer for your students. I would like to say thank you for Professor Tirta Mursitama. He is the Vice Rector of Bina Nusantara University, and my colleague, Dr. Dewi Tamara. Thank you for joining us, and also colleague in Western Caspian University. So first, I want to greet you in your language. I'm sorry if it's a little bit different or we have different accent. So salam, sizi salam layiram. Do you know what I mean?
Salam, salam.
Salam. Thank you very much. So may I share my screen?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, I want to do share screen. All right. So is it in full screen now, in your screen?
Yes, it's a full screen now.
All right. Thank you very much. Now I want to share my experience regarding cross-cultural negotiation, culture, UNI. So I want to introduce my university, Bina Nusantara University. So I am from business school, Bina Nusantara. So Bina means empowering, educating, nurturing. So Nusantara is sacred word. So before our Indonesian founding father found Indonesia, the name was Nusantara. So Bina Nusantara is empowering Indonesian society. And this year, Bina Nusantara University will celebrate our birthday for 40 years. And our business school, we are so proud that at 2019, we got our ACSB accreditations. And aside of Binus Business School undergraduate program, we have master program and doctorate program. So if colleague or students want to do student exchange in Binus University, we do welcome. So this is me, my picture when I was in Assisi, Italy. So you know my hobby, traveling and eating. So it is always in my blood. I am a Bachelor of Law and Master of Management and a Doctor of Research in Management. So the handsome guy, the Vice Rector of Bina Nusantara University was my promoter, my supervisor in doctoral degree. So I am an assistant professor and head of internationalization and partnership. That's why I know Mr. Elmir. I want to say that I am an academic and active field researcher. So my research focus on entrepreneurship, leadership, and HRM, or human resource management. Okay, I want to ask you, So you know this logo, right? Of course, you know Starbucks coffee, but pay attention to the detail. What is the difference between the Starbucks coffee logo that you know? Anyone? So this one, what you have, right? What we have, common Starbucks logos. We have mermaid here, we have lady figure. So can you guess in which country this logo is? Anyone? So this one is from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, why? Why there is no mermaid? Why there is no lady figure? Because Saudi Arabia use Islamic law. They are prohibited to show lady figure or feminine figure in public. That is why in this logo we only say the water, the wave, and the stars. The question is, Starbucks coffee, you know, it is a very big chain cafe or coffee shop. Why they want to change their logo only in Saudi Arabia? Why? Not even in Indonesia, we still use the common Starbucks logo. Apparently, this is what is the function of cross-cultural negotiator. That's why I want to share my experience with you regarding cross-cultural negotiations. So I want to share something that learning culture is all about respect. There is no superior culture. There is no inferior culture. There is no right or wrong in culture. So all we have to do is open our mind and respect. This is Indonesian. This is Indonesian philosophy. Actually, we call it wayang or Indonesian puppet. This draw symbolize our diversity. So welcome to Indonesia, where doing business is not as usual. We are talking about doing business with Indonesia. I think most of you or all of us know about international negotiation, but the main difference are the culture and cultural values among the parties. Even for me, you know, it is hard for everybody to learn the cultural value because this is the barrier and also the advantages for every negotiators if they want to deal the business with other future counterpart in other party. This is Indonesia. From west to the east, we have 34 provinces. So this is the capital city, the capital state, Jakarta. So this is where Binus Business School or Binus University. Also we have in Bandung and Malang. So don't forget, if you want to come to Indonesia, please visit us. Indonesia is republic. Our Independence Day was in 17 August 1945. So it's been 45 going to 70. It's been 75 going to 76 this year. Our official language is Indonesian, and we have more than 700 regional languages. Even me, in my ethnicity, I have my own language. So we have over 300 ethnic groups, so 34 provinces, over 280 million people with multi-religion and beliefs. So 85% of Indonesian people are Muslim, and others are Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, and other beliefs. So I cannot give all the picture of 300 ethnics, but mostly this is from Papua, our family in eastern Indonesia, and this is from Borneo or Kalimantan, where this is where I belong, Central Java. Java, we have West, Central, and East, where Elmir has visited before in Central Java, and this is where my ethnicity. This is, if you know Bali, Bali is very famous of the tourism. This is from West Sumatra, and this is from Mentawai. So we are very diverse, multicultural, religion, ethnics, skin, everything. So this is why I am very proud to be Indonesian, because I live in diversity. Culture influences the communication and communication style. Here in Indonesia, our communication style is indirect. We don't speak directly. For example, I want to say I love you or I hate you. No way. I cannot say that directly. If I want to say that your clothes is ugly, I will say, well, your clothes is good, but it will be better if you change your clothes. So the same meaning that your clothes is ugly. But this is the way we communicate. In cross-cultural negotiation, we have to understand our counterpart way of communication. And then how people think. How Indonesian people think about business. How Azerbaijani thinks about business. Is it only business or friendship or trust? How they behave, how Indonesian behave to the Westerners, how Indonesian behave with Chinese people or Japanese people. And the kind of deals they make, it is purely like professional, like Western culture, American ways, time is money, or slow down. I want to know you more, and let's be friends, and then we talk business. And our view, how they view negotiations and how they make the deals. This is the cultural background. As you can see, silence language. Indonesian use silent language most of the time. So every Western people must be very confused with this type of behavior. Mostly Southeast Asian, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean, we use silent language, meaning we cannot decide directly. We need us to have a time to contemplate or to pause. Even when we have to say no or yes, we will do like the silent language, just silence. It might be confusing to other Western culture, but well, this is Asia mostly. But culture and nationality are not always the same thing. Different ethnic groups within one country. For example, when you have to deal with me, I am Japanese. Well, Japanese ethnicity is the majority in Indonesia. So if you want to learn Indonesian, how Indonesian works, how Indonesian business works, you have to learn how Japanese people live. Because I say to you that the majority of Indonesian people are Japanese. And do not rely on stereotypes. Maybe you know something bad or negativity or bad assumption about Indonesian people or me about Azerbaijan people. But in this business, please do not rely on stereotypes because this is the great barrier. Moreover, culture is constantly changing. Indonesian now is different with Indonesian 50 years ago. The way we communicate, our mindset, our dynamic lifestyle, or even our experience. So you can check on Hofstede Insight. This is our similarity and our differences. Apparently that we are pretty similar, but only in this dimension and uncertainty avoidance, we have we have a huge different numbers. Okay, let's discuss one by one. Gert Hofstede is a cross-cultural management expert. He is Dutch. And according to him, that learning culture, especially in cross-cultural management, culture is divided into 6 dimensions. So this is, even for me, this is very important to, learning other culture before we have a meeting with them. For example, power distance. Azerbaijan 85, Indonesian 78. So what is power distance? This dimension deals with the fact that all individuals in society are not equal. So Indonesian scores high in this dimension, 78 considered high, which means that the following characteristic the Indonesian style, being dependent on hierarchy. In Indonesian organization, non-profit, for-profit, we have a very high hierarchy. So we can say that this is an equal rights between power holder and non-power holder. Superiors inaccessible, leaders are supposed to be directive. So leaders in Indonesia, for example, Mr. Elmir will be the expatriate in Indonesia. He will be the manager in Indonesia. Every Indonesian colleague here will expect him to be more directive. So it is unlike with Western people that, okay, we have to work professionally. I know your job, you know my job, so let's work. Not like that in Indonesia. So, and individualism, similar to Azerbaijan 22, Indonesian 14, meaning we have a very, very low individualism because we are all collectivist. So Indonesian with a low score of 14 is a collectivist society. We can say that there is no I. I always say we. Even though it is my opinion, it is my preference, but I always say we. Just like my greetings in our webinar, I said greetings from Binus Business School from us. Well, actually, it's only me, but I always say us. There is no I. We always have say we or us. So it can be seen in family. For example, if Indonesian couple will get married, it is not about the man and the woman. It is about his extended family and her extended family, the whole tribes. So it is not only like couple marriage, it is like a tribe marriage. So that is collectivist society. Well, Indonesian children are very committed to their parents. So as also the parents committed to them all their growing lives. So everything. Even, we have a phrase, we say it, you can get another wife or husband, but not another mother or father. So even in Indonesia, it is a little bit taboo to put your grandfather or grandmother to the nursery house. Unlike in the US or European people, it is custom for them, that is for their own good, to put senior people to the elderly or nursing house. But in Indonesia, it is totally taboo. When, for example, I want to send my father to the nursing house. Well, everybody will say, Wulan, you are bad to your parents. You just want to throw away your parents away. So we have very different set of mind. Third dimension, masculinity. Azerbaijan 50, meaning you have like 50% feminine and 50% masculine. Indonesian is 46. So masculinity, this dimension indicates that the society will be driven by competitions, achievement and success being defined by the winner, best in the field. So it is a little bit opposite with the feminine country. So European, they are feminine. So Indonesia, compared to China, to other eastern part of Asia like China, India, Japan, we consider ourselves as feminine. But compared to other European people, we are masculine. And this one, the fourth dimension, uncertainty avoidance. So this is our difference apparently. Azerbaijan 88 and Indonesian 48. This dimension, uncertainty avoidance, has to do with the way what the society deals with the fact that the future can be known. Or we can say, should we try to control the future or just let it happen? So Indonesian score 48, meaning we have a low preference for avoiding uncertainty. So this means that there is a strong preference in Indonesia toward the Japanese culture of separation of international self from external self. For example, me, when I upset, I cannot show my emotion. Even when I'm fall in love, I cannot show my emotion. That is why Indonesian people mostly, not all, mostly are introvert. We are not extrovert. Well, do you know poker face? So if I like you, I will smile. If I hate you, I will smile. You don't even know. It will affect the silent language that we talked about before. And we don't use direct communication because why? Because of the Japanese culture, it is very close, very indirect. When we talk directly, it is considered like a threat. It is a threat. People scared with people who talk directly. For example, oh, you are looking fat. Oh my God. In Indonesian, oh, they will hate you. Even though the truth that she is very fat, but we cannot say that directly to her. And the fifth dimension is long-term orientation. We are approximately the same here. And this dimension describes how every society has to maintain some link with its own past while dealing with the challenges of the present and future, and societies prioritize these two essential goals differently. The Indonesian score, and just like Azerbaijan, 61 and 62 indicates that it has a pragmatic culture. So we have like normative society and pragmatic society. In society with a pragmatic orientation, Indonesian, you and I, people believe that truth depends very much on situation, context, and time. Meaning the truth is not always the truth. So it's always depend on the situation and our traditions. The last one, indulgence, slightly different, Azerbaijan 22 and Indonesia 38. So indulgence means one challenge that confronts humanity now and in the past is the degree to which small children are socialized. So without socialization, of course, we are not human. Human needs socialize. So this dimension is defined as the extent to which people try to control their desires and impulses. Well, based on the way they raised. Indonesia, the culture can be considered as constraint. As a restraint, meaning I cannot show my priority. I cannot say that, in organization, I have team, for example, 5 or 10 of us. I cannot say that I want only this. So I cannot show that because we are collectivists. We should be like talk together, consensus, and etc. So this is a little bit about Azerbaijan and Indonesia. Mostly we are similar. The effect of cultural difference on negotiations. Because of our differences, of course, we have a high potential of misunderstanding on communications, such as like silence language. Can mean anything from maybe to no or yes, you don't even know. You might say that even Western people, they always have like misunderstanding with Japanese people when they have a business meeting because Japanese people always silence and nodding. While American people say, what are you implied to? Do you deal with this? Do you like this? Or do you hate this? We don't even know. Silence. And in Indonesia, administratively, we can choose Muslim law or Islamic law. Administratively, not civil law, not criminal law, but administratively. Just like, bank industry, we have one bank specialized on Islamic law. We call it Sharia. So if you want to come to Indonesia and having a business with certain type of people, and they will say, okay, let's use Islamic bank administrative. So you have to learn. And then creation or difficulties not only in understanding words, but also in interpreting action, especially like silence. If you go to Southeast Asia, you will, for example, not only Indonesia, like Thailand, they call it the land of smile. You have to be aware. They smile all the time. It doesn't mean they are happy all the time, but they have to smile just like Indonesian people, when I angry with you, well, I try to control myself and I always smile. You don't even know. That's why we have a little bit conflict between expatriate here, mostly Western people with Indonesian coworker, because sometimes Western people doesn't know. They call it, we are using mask. So this is who we are. We cannot express our emotion directly. For example, I don't like you. I don't like the way you work. We cannot say that. That's why we always use the mask to cover our emotions. And because of the cultural difference, it's influencing the negotiating style. Don't talk directly. I assume, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, that Azerbaijani do the same thing. You don't talk directly, or you talk indirect. And this is Indonesian value. If you come to Indonesia, don't forget to bring a small gift. It doesn't mean you have to bring a very expensive gift. No, small souvenir like snacks or drinks. It means we care for you. This little gift symbolizes for caring. It is not about your status. It is not about your money. This is about love. And Indonesian people like gather together. We like to eat together with friends, with family. When you have business deal with Indonesian people, when Indonesian people want to invite you to lunch or dinner to their home, come. Meaning it is a green light. Green light, come. I want to know you more, but let's talk business after dinner. And no rush. American way, time is money. Time is money. In Indonesia, it's a big no-no. No rush. If you come to Indonesia, spend several days. Spend several days with your counterpart. Not only 1 day or 2 days. And when you do rush, when you rush business, you try to push something, you want to deal in that particular moment, Indonesian people don't like it. We will say, why you have to rush? We are here. Enjoy the moment. Let's have a conversation. I want to know you more, and I want you to be my friend first before we do this business sign. And this one, Mr. Smile. Smile. Indonesian people love to smile. Even in Indonesian philosophy, smiling is a walking meditation. Well, it doesn't mean you have to smile all the time, that people might say that you are crazy, but please smile. I want to share something. One day, like last year, we have our partner from Netherlands. So in the morning we met. Maybe they haven't learned about Indonesian culture, so maybe they were still jet lagging. I don't know. Their face like no smile at all. And my colleague said, Wulan, what happened to them? Do they hate us? See, it's a bad assumption. If you don't smile, please don't come. So take a rest first in your hotel or in your bedroom, and then after you feel fit, if you don't feel jet lag anymore, come to us. So Indonesian people will smile all the time. Communication in Indonesia, indirect, we have a high context conversation, meaning we always have like implicit meaning in every conversation. And when you meet Indonesian people, ask personal question. I know this is the opposite of Western culture. In Western culture, if this is the first time we met and I ask you, are you married? It will be like, oh my God, you are so rude. Are you married? Do you have a lover? How many children do you have? But in Indonesia, this is the way we talk. I will ask you about personal question, like Mr. Elmir, are you married? How many children do you have? So where is your house? Something personal. In Indonesia, this is the way we want to learn you more. We want to know you more. Indonesian people, if they don't ask about personal question, meaning you are not our friend. So ask personal question. How is your children? How is your wife, your husband, and how your work? Something that are very meaningful in every friendship. And put money in the last of conversation. Of course, we are going somewhere else to deal the business. Takes time, yes, but don't talk money in the first day. Let's put money in the last of our meeting. Our system is hierarchical. That is why it takes time to negotiate. For example, like me, when I have to decide something, it takes time because I need to talk to my dean, and my dean need to talk to the directors, and the directors need to talk to someone else. So it takes time to negotiate. And we have a high tolerance of time. Let's say that we tolerance to late people who's coming, well, not that really strict on time. And we have rules in meeting room. Unlike Western people, when we sit in a meeting room, you can sit wherever you want. But in Indonesia, what is your positions? If your position is a director, you will sit with a director, manager with a manager, supervisor with supervisor, meaning you have to know your positions. And then the meaning of yes, it doesn't mean 100% yes. It could be 50% yes, 50% no. And we always lie everything based on friendship. So friendship above everything. Business is important, money is important, but friendship is everything. So these are just like Japanese people. So if you have business with Japanese people, try to get their trust. Just like us in Indonesia. You have to achieve our trust, and then everybody will follow you because I trust you. And agreement is very important. Pay attention to appearance, like your clothes, your dress, your shoes, because in Indonesia we will meet formally. And share your business card. We have so many Western partner from European university come Indonesia. I understand that they ran out of their business card, but in Indonesia, when we give you business card, please give your business card. And we have the manner. When I receive a business card for you, I will read and I put it on my desk. It's a taboo for everyone receive a business card without looking at it and just put it in your pocket. Every Indonesian will say that you don't appreciate myself. In that business card, there is my email, my telephone number, my address. You don't even look at it. Okay, so that is the manner of sharing business card. And of course, because we don't talk directly, we avoid conflict. We don't like conflict, even though conflict has to be resolved. Yes, but we need time to do that because we always keep our harmony. And remember, we don't show our true inner self. The taboo. Several taboo in Indonesia. So this is based on my ethnicity. So I think the other ethnicity have their own taboo. For example, when you talk with your boss, please don't cross your legs. Meaning, if you cross your legs, you already close your heart and your mind to the conversation. Don't close your legs. So even though it is only a legs, I just want to cross my legs, but it has a meaning in Indonesia. We never share or tell our salary. No. Even though I have a close relationship with my colleague, I never tell my salary to them. Hands. Don't give something with your left hand. It's a taboo in Indonesia. Give everything with your right hand. And don't point people. Don't point people like this. People will insult it because of this one, pointed. And in Japanese, we always use this to point something, not to point people, to point direction. We use thumbs, not this one. So it's a little bit insulting in Indonesia. And if you talk to your colleague or your team, don't put your feet on the table. So this is like a taboo in Indonesia. So this is culture and negotiating style, 10 factors in deal making, emotionalism, high versus low. We have like low emotional because we are introvert. We are not expressive. Time sensitivity, Indonesia is like low time sensitivity. We give you tolerance to late. And style of communication, indirect. Negotiation goals, you have to know that contracts versus relationship above all, then contract will be the second priority. Attitude to negotiation process should be win-win. Win-loss is only in the police department or in the court, in the trial. But for every business negotiation, you have to come up with win-win solutions. Even though win-win solutions is not always 50-50%, even 60-40 is win-win. What we want is to deal the business and everybody's happy. Style of communication and personal style, we are formal. But once we receive you in our house, we are very informal. Taking high and low, negotiating team organization, well, because we are directive. So mostly in Indonesian organization, we have like one leader voice. Agreement is it's more general rather than specific. Specific, it is like northern Scandinavian people, Anglo-Saxon people, they are very specific, but us, we are a little bit general. And the agreement building process, mostly Indonesian, is top down because one leader, top down. So how to cope with culture? Evaluate your own approach and the approach of your counterpart and learn about the other side's culture. Well, I have Dutch friends here. He is the regional manager based in Jakarta. And he said that before he came to Jakarta, he stayed 2 years in Central Java, not only to learn Indonesian language in one university there, but he said he observed and communicate and interact with Japanese people. So he really knows how to get our heart. So I think that is a very good move. Rather than being expat, you don't even speak our language and you don't even know our language. Believe me, no matter how professional you are, no matter how smart you are, no one will talk to you because you don't touch our heart. Maybe you touch our head, but you don't touch our heart. And extent of the learning process depends on, I told you before, Indonesian and Azerbaijan, I have many similarities rather than differences. Focus on that. Focus on that similarity. And time available for learning, it will take time to learn other cultures. It takes like more than a year. And you have to have the experience of negotiators. Being a great negotiator is not about knowing only your product, knowing only how to beat people or to close the deal. But being a great negotiator, you have to know other people culture or cultural values. So coping with culture, local consultancy is essential. Don't stereotype. And we have to prioritize long-term relationship rather than a short-term contract. So find ways to bridge the culture gap. You can use the other side of culture or using your own culture. You can combine or bridge the gap with the third culture. This is my references. This is collaboration model actually. And very much thank you. This is Indonesia. This is in Lombok. This one in Papua. Here is in Bali. And this one in Eastern Java, Bromo. And please, after the pandemic is over, you can visit Indonesia and don't forget to visit Bina Nusantara University. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Dr. Respati Wulandarinin. It was a very interesting, very insightful lecture. And now we are going to question and answer sessions. And I would like the audience, if they do have any questions, please raise your hand and I will give you a word and you can ask your question. Are there any questions for the moment? Yes. Kayrambayev Nazım, please go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Nazım. We are from Kazakhstan. The question is, thank you very much for deeply explaining about the Indonesian culture. It was very interesting. The question is, I have been to Malaysia 3 years ago, and so I have the culture. It was the first time when I went to Eastern part of Eastern culture. Yes, I have met there. So is there something similarities or difference between your and Malaysian people's culture? Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, what is your name again?
Nazım.
Nazım. Thank you very much, Nazım. And of course, in Southeast Asia, we have several differences, but mostly it is similar. So we are not the same, but similar. For example, like the face, the color, and then the value. Indonesian people or Malaysian, we are collectivists. We like to shop together. We like to eat together in a family. And then mostly Indonesian and Malaysian, both of us are Muslim society. So the difference will be the mindset of something. For example, like in trading, Malaysian will be more like a little bit professional, like Western people. But in Indonesia, it's slightly different, not really different. But in Indonesia, we always want to trust first, then business. Hope I can answer your question.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I hope we have a chance to go there once with my family. Thank you. We have some friends from Indonesia also. Not me, my husband.
Yeah.
It was a good experience of people, the Indonesian people. Thank you very much again. Sorry.
Hope to see you.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Mr. Michael Mansell has a question. Please go ahead.
Hello, Elmer. Nice to see you. And Dr. Wulandarinin, thank you. It was a very interesting presentation. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You enjoy it.
I'm coming from Ireland. I'm speaking from Ireland. And so it's a great opportunity to hear about Indonesia and the cultural differences. And I think the message you're delivering is so important in a hyper-connected world now, that there is often one model now being pushed in business, and that's almost a Western American model of how to communicate, which I think is causing conflict. And we do need to respect each other's cultures and learn from the diversity and celebrate that diversity. So this understanding you're giving of cultures is very important for graduate students going into every area of business and science, technology, even in the arts. If we have to create a global business, we must understand each other's cultures.
I totally agree.
And so I would like to know, what are there 3 things, and I apologize for putting you on the spot, but are there 3 things you would advise, say, Western, and I maybe include Azerbaijan and the Caucasus region here, if people trying to establish business in Indonesia, what 3 tips would you give them around a culture of doing business
Okay, 3 tips. Before we meet somewhere, for example, in Ireland or in Indonesia, Indonesian people will love that, oh, we know that our future counterpart, our future partner is our friend. So build communication through email or through WhatsApp before we meet.
Yes.
So that is first. Second, bring something. Small souvenir. It's a symbol of caring. You know, just maybe different with others. In Indonesia, we do expect, not expect. We can accept gifts, small gifts, okay, not big one. Otherwise, if you say, oh, you are bribery or corruption, small gifts. We always do exchange. I give you something, you give me something. It is just like, you know, like brothers bonding. Brothers bonding. And third, please treat us like a friend, like a family. And please share your personal, like your family with us, and your maybe your spouse or your children, your job, before we are talking to the point, money points.
Yes.
Because business, we have to deal it. But we don't like to talk about money or, you know, the price in the first meeting.
Okay.
So that is third. Thank you very much, Mr. Mounsell.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? I have a question for you, Dr. Respati.
Yes.
As you know, Indonesia is a very big country with over 300 ethnic groups. So how the communication differentiates between those ethnic groups? So let's say someone from Kalimantan and Java meets in Jakarta. What kind of differences are there between them when they communicate, when they deliver their messages? And how do they remove these differences through the communication?
Wow. I'm so glad that our founding father create this one unity language Indonesian. That's what, if I talk with someone in Sumatra, I don't know their language for sure. They don't even know, to be honest, I don't even speak my Japanese, my regional language. I understand, yes, passively, but not actively. So, of course, we use Indonesian. How we cope with our differences, it's a process. It's a process. With, for example, Japanese people, we are very introvert. We speak very slow, you know. But our family, our friends in Sumatra, especially in North Sumatra, they speak very loud. Sometimes Japanese people shock about the way they talk. They talk like shouting, like screaming. But for them, that is not screaming. That is the way they talk because of the cultural of or geographic conditions. That's why it needs process. So being adaptive and being balanced between culture is very important. I don't want to say that the most important things that Western people have to understand Indonesian. No, we have to be balanced. We have to learn Western culture. Even European, Scandinavian people are very different with Italian, Spanish people, and etc. We have to learn more. So we have to put ourselves in the middle, actually, not to really being like totally 100% Indonesian, or I have to be like 100% American, because that is not the way it is. So how to cope with differences? By process. I don't have a particular tips or strategy for that. Just accept our differences and no question about that. Only that.
Thank you very much for your answer. And I just realized you're wearing a very beautiful batik. Nice.
Yeah. I'm so proud with batik, you know.
Perfect. So I would like to address my question to audience once again. Are there any questions for Dr. Respati Wulandarinin? Don't hesitate if you have any questions. I see no questions at the moment. Maybe Doctor will have something to add. Oh, sorry. Nasiba Mehdieva has a question. One of our students.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I don't have question, but I want to say thank you because it was really interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay. So if no questions, okay. Farid Aliva, you have a question.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you to Dr. Wulandari for this wonderful presentation. We are in the 21st century, but people are still discriminated against in every sense. They are religiously and racially discriminated against. With the youth, what to prevent this? I will not have a question only for young people. I would like you talking about us. About us consultation or advice.
Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot get clearly your questions or comments.
Farida, could you please repeat your question? Or you can say it in Azerbaijan, we will try to translate it into English.
Azərbaycanca onda deyim.
Okay, go ahead, danışın.
Yəni demək istəyirəm ki, bizdə yəni ayrı dünya 21-ci əsrdə yaşayırıq, amma ki dünyada belə irqçilik var. Sonra müsəlman olsun və yaxud xristian olsun, dinlə bağlı ayrı seçkiliklər var. Bunların qarşısını almaq çox çətindir, həqiqətən də. Yenə də müasir dövrdəyik, amma ki yenə də çətindir. Hər gün görürük ki, müxtəlif ölkələrdə fərqli dindən olan insanlara, irqçilik edənlərə, yəni insanlara yəni çox pis davranırlar da. Bunların qarşısını alınması üçün yəni gənclərə məsləhət verilməsini istəyirəm.
Okay, Aydın. So basically, Gabriela, she's asking a question regarding the racial discrimination we are facing in different parts of the world. And she asks you, do you have any advices for young people in order to stop such activities in future? How we can stop racial discrimination in the world? What do you advise to Farida Alieva?
Well, maybe this is a classic advice. I'm not trying to be like religious or something, but we have to always remember the golden rules. Just treat other people just like the way you want to be treated, only that. I don't know how to make the world in peace. Really, I don't know. Sometimes in Indonesia we are dealing with social or political conflicts. I don't even know how, but what I can do for myself and for my friends or my colleagues, just if you want to be treated well, you have to treat people well. Only that. I don't have any secret recipe for that because I don't know. I don't know how, to be honest.
I hope your answer satisfied Farida.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sorry for my disappointed answer. I don't know how.
I think at the moment we don't have any more questions, so I would like to give you an opportunity, Dr. Respati, to add if you have anything to say.
Well, thank you very much for having us. See, again, us, not only me. Here is the Vice Rector. Hi, Professor Tirta. Do you want to say something for our partner here in Azerbaijan?
Well, thank you, Professor Amir and Professor Michael. I'm very happy to follow all the discussion today and to listen directly from the students from your country. It's really enlightened for us as well, how to understand the multiculturalism among the different people in other part of the world. And also, I'm very happy to see Professor Mansell from Ireland. Hopefully, we can also continue our communication later on. And as a former supervisor of Dr. Respati, I'm always proud of her. And whenever she gave a talk, and if I have a time, then I will attend, including Dr. Dewi Tamara. So the two ladies are amazing. They are one of the best talents in our university. So I hope this is not the end, but also the very good beginning. And I also invite all the students, not only for the business study, because I also in international relations studies. So my expertise in Southeast Asian, particularly from the perspective of international political economic and business, of course, international business. So if you want to know more on that issues, we are more than happy to discuss or to talk, even if we can do research or joint publication. Yeah, the last part is just my like a sponsor because the way I work and one of my responsibility to foster students, to foster the faculty member to produce a very good research and also publication. Wow. Once again, on behalf of the Binus University, as leaders of university, once again, I do appreciate this wonderful arrangement between the Binus University and this point is Binus Business School and Western Caspian University. I hope to see you again in the different time and maybe the different audience. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Dr. Wulan.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much, Bapak Mursitama. It was very nice to hear from you. Very kind words.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Sama-sama. We are looking forward to expanding our cooperation and partnership with your institution in future. And I would like to take an opportunity and to thank Dr. Wulandari once again on behalf of Western Caspian University for this wonderful lecture, for this wonderful webinar. And I sincerely hope in future we will be able to conduct similar activities for our students. And we also open to do the same thing for your university students in future. And in the end, I would like to thank all other participants who joined us. I put my email address on chat box. If you have any questions or if you have any questions concerning the certificate, you can email me. And once again, thank you very much. Thank you very much to also our partners from different countries, from Moldova, from Central Asia, from Turkey. We have had, guests today from all over the world because it was multiculturalism and we tried to be multicultural as possible. So,
thank you very much. The honor is in Binus, in ours.
Well, I would like to share it with you, so it should be divided between us. It's also us. Thank you very much once again, and have a good day and have a good weekend. Hope to see you soon, hopefully in physical events, not only on online events.
For sure, just pray for the best. We will meet as soon as possible. Thank you very much for having us. Really, thank you for this very good arrangement. Thank you, Miss Dewi, Professor Tirta. Thank you very much for accompanying here me. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.